Hello, my name is Royce Martin. I'm a pianist and composer from St. Louis, Missouri. I've been interested in Scott Joplin's music for my entire life. Since I've been working at the Scott Joplin State Historic Site here in Missouri, I've been interested in how his music relates to modern day music, more specifically American music. This is Scott Joplin's Pineapple Rag, published in 1908. I find this piece fascinating because it incorporates musical elements that are still around today. The C-section of the Pineapple Rag is one that I regard as Boogie Woogie meets Beethoven. I say Boogie Woogie because of that super melodic left hand. It's really similar to Boogie Woogie stylistically in that way. Another thing is the left and the right hand coupled together make for this Boogie Woogie sound. Another thing that is really similar to Boogie Woogie is Scott Joplin is playing this chord progression that later becomes a blues progression. 1 to 4 to 1. I was saying that this next strain reminds me of Beethoven because Scott Joplin is incorporating and experimenting with this technique that is traditionally used in classical music. The technique is called tonicization. Tonicization is basically when you are in one key and you temporarily modulate to a different key. Scott Joplin starts off in E flat major and modulates temporarily to G minor. The D section of the Pineapple Rag is really interesting because it incorporates a walking bass line. Every quarter note, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a corresponding bass note. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is profoundly important because it's one of the earliest instances in which we see the walking bass line in American music in the way that we traditionally hear it in American music. This, coupled with the right hand, makes for the framework that ultimately contributes to what jazz is traditionally. You know, you got the bass player in the bass region playing that bass line while a guitar player or a piano player or any instrument that can play chords is accompanying what would be happening at the top, like a trumpet player taking a solo. All of those things come together to make this culmination that we call jazz. That's why I think the Pineapple Rag couldn't have come at a different time or in a different place than where it did and when it did. Scott Joplin was able to look into the past and use that to anticipate the future. As a composer myself, I think it is really important that we look into the past and pay homage to it, while also using that as tools to build the framework for the future.